So this was the last question on P6 day 2, right? So first thing, let's just worry about, obviously the only thing we really have to worry about is the top side, right? Because the bottom side is just h over 1. So whatever we get on the top, like what do I need to, what does this fraction have that this one doesn't? X squared, right? So I need an x, squared and an x squared. What does the one on the right need? An x plus h squared, right? So in terms of the top side, I'm going to have, or now we have the so my denominator is going to be x times, or x squared times, and you could write out x plus h and x plus h, that's completely up to you. Or you can write it out as x plus h quantity squared. So the top, what do I need to do here? That's just 6x squared, right? Okay, minus, okay, I need to multiply those two together. So whenever I do that, I'm going to have 6 times x squared, or really negative 6 if you want to combine the negative 6 together, x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. So whenever I multiply everything through with the negative 6, I'm going to have negative 6x squared minus 12xh, then minus 6h squared. So what's going to happen right here? They're going to cancel. So then as far as the top side is concerned, I have negative 12xh minus 6h squared all over x plus, or x times, or x squared, excuse me, times x plus h squared. Now I'm going to go even further. Can I factor anything out of that right there? Negative 6 and what else? An h. So again, I'm just working the top. I'm going to get the top as simplified as possible before I start multiplying anything. So in doing that, I still have the x squared times x plus h quantity squared. We took out a negative 6h. Then I'm left with, on the inside, x plus h. What? Or 2x plus h, yes. Yes. Okay, so now is it factored and simplified as best it can be on top? Yeah, right? So the only thing I have on the bottom side is that h, and that's really just like h over 1. So if I have h over 1, I'm just going to tack it on the entire way. Now, you can do this a couple different ways. We did it, would you rather do keep the top, flip the bottom? Okay. So if we keep, change, flip, or if we keep the top, and then we change it to multiplication, and have 1 over h here, and negative 6h times 2x plus h all over x squared times x plus h quantity squared. Now, before we do anything, okay, what are my restrictions? What can x not be? Negative h, good. Okay, so x cannot be negative h. What else can it not be? Can't be 0. Okay, so that negative h is kind of the tricky part, because it can't be opposite of the 2 because of right here. If they're opposite of one another, it's going to be 0. Same way, what can h not be equal to? Negative x. I mean, I'm going to put negative x because did it ask for 2 different values? Did it ask for an h as well? Okay. So you're going to need an h value. H can be 0. It can't be... it can be 0 inside. It just can't be the opposite of whatever, which would cancel it anyway. So now it just becomes, is there anything that's going to cancel? The h, right? So the h here and the h there. So whenever I multiply it straight across, now I have 6, or negative 6. Whoop. Help if I don't have lines. Negative 6 times 2x plus h all over x squared times x plus h quantity squared.